Hi, this is Randy Wyckoff, the Dean of the College of Public Health at East Tennessee State University, and I'm pleased to provide another quick answer to an important question. And this question is, did Sweden do the right thing? You'll hear some variations of this. And the reason people think this is that Sweden has a reputation of having sought herd immunity through natural spread of infection, and that they didn't actually lock down. Now, this isn't completely true, but that's what people's perception is, and that's why this question comes up. In terms of that they decided to seek herd immunity through natural infection, they have denied that. But what they said is that they really relied on individual cooperation instead of broad government mandates. They refrained from universal school closures, stay-at-home orders, and so on. Although they did issue some guidelines. This compares Sweden to other Nordic countries, and the red blocks are things that they did. So Sweden did block visiting elderly, secondary schools, and so on. But you can see in other areas they either had no restrictions or less restrictions than other countries. So it's not entirely true that they didn't do anything in terms of government mandates, but they didn't do as much as other countries. And then the second perception is that they didn't shut down their economy and that they've weathered the pandemic better than other countries. And there's some truth to this. And as I said before, they relied on individuals to change their behavior as opposed to broad government mandates. Well, if these two things are true or partly true, does it mean that Sweden did the right thing? Well, to understand that, we have to compare Sweden to other countries. And to date, at the time of this recording in mid to late October, Sweden has 586 deaths per million. That's the 16th worst in the world and the 5th worst among all major European countries. But if you compare Sweden to the countries in its immediate vicinity, it's actually considerably worse, about 5 times worse than Denmark and Germany and Poland, and almost 10 times worse than Finland, and 10 times or more worse than Estonia, Norway, Lithuania, and Latvia, the other countries in its vicinity. So from a pandemic standpoint, it's not doing better than other countries. According to the International Monetary Fund, Sweden is projected to have a severe recession of 3 to 5%. Similar, they say, to other Nordic countries, though they point out, and I think it's appropriate, that it's really too early to know the long-term impact of the pandemic since it's still ongoing. It is true in the first quarter of 2020, it looked like Sweden was taking less of an economic hit than other countries, but now it appears that they did not. So did Sweden do the right thing? In some ways, we won't know the answer, but right now it's pretty hard to conclude that they did, given that their number of deaths per million is worse than these other countries. Always important to point out that every country is different. Some have larger urban areas, some have different social structures. It isn't just the things that a country does that causes COVID to lock down. But at least from a standpoint of, did Sweden do the right thing? Right now, it's pretty hard to say that they definitively did. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.